You know, I think we all have at least one life-changing movie. You know the ones. That one movie that will change your life forever. They not only become your favorite movie of all time, but they stick in your mind no matter how many years may go by. You could still remember every single important moment from that film, from the start to the end. They not only become a part of who you are, but they help to shape what it is you love. And for me, no other movie is exactly that but Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is my absolute favourite movie of all time. It gave me my love for dinosaurs. It arguably helped me to become the man I am today. I grew up with this franchise and stuck by it for so many years during the highs and the many lows. Such as Dominion, which was the last Jurassic film released, and man, that film broke my heart. It was so bad, and no amount of nostalgia baiting could save the fact that the Dominion, simply put, was a god-awful movie that I hated. It made me wish that this franchise that I had loved for years and have grown up with stayed extinct. But then, a few years later, we suddenly had news of a new film on the way. Jurassic World Rebirth. This film is supposed to be a fresh start for the franchise, a apology, if you will, for the mistakes of the past, a return to form. This movie is supposed to be the true successor to what had come before. This is no easy or small task, and yet, after the failure that was Dominion, I had very little hope for this film. As you can imagine, my excitement was not as big as it probably should have been. But either way, today I went to go see the movie for myself on opening day, with no real hope that it would be at all good, but an expectation at least of finding something worthwhile. And after seeing the movie for myself, what did I think of it? Well,
you're as beautiful as the day I lost you.
Jurassic World Rebirth might, quite frankly, be the most important movie of the year to me. I have been so drained and used by this franchise for so long, but Rebirth did the impossible. It made me love this franchise once again. Directed by Gareth Edwards, Jurassic World Rebirth follows a group of carefully selected people who travelled to one of InGen's experimental islands in order to collect DNA from 3 specific creatures, the largest ones on the island, in order to bring it back and use it to create new medicine in order to cure heart disease. But things don't go according to plan, with a random family suddenly appearing, causing the mission to go sideways. Now, let me be clear, this movie is not perfect. There are a lot of problems with Rebirth. First off being the side plot. There was a side plot in this movie with a random family that ultimately did feel like it was kind of pointless, as it does take away from the main story and ultimately ends up being unnecessary, which is a shame because the main story is a bit more interesting, with the characters especially. Plus, the comedy in this movie isn't all that great, with a lot of strange jokes thrown in that simply don't land, and the biggest problem of all with the movie, by far, is the ending. Not only is it anticlimactic, but also wastes the Distortus Rex, as despite being in all the trailers and all the marketing for the movie, it only shows up in the beginning of the film and the end, with it pretty much doing nothing throughout the entire movie, other than just show up for the last few scenes. You could remove it entirely and nothing really changes about this film. That for me was probably the biggest disappointment coming out of the movie theatre, because it was teased so much but ultimately has no big moments, as it and most other dinosaurs in the movie don't really interact with each other. It kind of feels like a video game where characters go to different levels with specific creatures. There's very little overlay, and so can make the world feel kind of small. And yet, despite all of these problems, all of these issues, which I can definitely see being a major turnoff for a lot of people, weren't enough to spoil my enjoyment for this movie. Because man, the franchise has not been this good in a long time. They did the impossible. They made dinosaurs scary again. I swear, when this movie wants to make you intimidated by the dinosaurs and afraid for our characters, it knows exactly how to do that. And it's all thanks to the brilliant directing by Gareth Edwards, who I'd say has redeemed himself since Godzilla 2014 here, as each interaction with the dinosaurs is not only visible, but we can actually enjoy it for what it is. This film, thanks to its direction, feels larger than life, and it's just gorgeous to look at. So many of the shots here are breathtaking, legitimately wonderful to look at. And it sucks you into the world really effectively, as you're engaged by not only the dinosaurs, but the characters also. While they're nothing special, the main characters here with Zora, Henry, and Duncan were really compelling, as we get plenty of moments to flesh them out and see what they're going through, and their dynamics together work so well. You can believe each one of their interactions, and you just can't help but root for them and care for them whenever they do get into trouble. But if I'm being honest, they were really the only characters I cared about. Like, the family I didn't really care for, nor did I care for the villain, who, come on, let's be real, isn't really a villain because he does nothing. But in the moments where it counts, they really did a good job at getting me to like these characters and want to see them all make it out alive. But in terms of what was my favourite moment of the movie, undoubtedly has to be the T-Rex river scene. Not only was it intense, but legitimately gave me goosebumps. It was just as good as the Rexy breakout scene in the original movie. This film was worth to watch for that scene alone, as short as it was. Like, if you have not seen this movie, genuinely watch it for that scene alone. You will not be disappointed by it. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of comparison to the original movie, as this film, while nowhere near as bad as Dominion, still does occasionally call back and reference the original movie. And it's not subtle in that fact at all. In fact, if I were to compare this movie to anything, I'd compare it to Kong Skull Island. It was a lot of fun and followed a similar vibe to that movie, but just unfortunately misses out on an epic climax. Now, I know all I've said today makes it seem very mixed, but let me reassure you, this movie is a step in the right direction for the franchise. It brings the thrills back, it brings the excitement back, and it made me want to see more from this franchise once again, because man, I've missed enjoying Jurassic movies, and I'm so glad that this movie is setting the franchise off in a new beginning. Like, I swear, this film is living proof that we, the fans, deserve better. We've been getting too much uninspired and regurgitated slop for years now from this franchise, as Universal has honestly been stringing us along ever since Jurassic World became a big hit in 2015, which, might I add, was 10 years ago now. Rebirth is evidence that when you bring someone in who actually cares about what they make and what people want to see, it results in much more passionate and fresh material. And quite frankly, I feel like we as Jurassic fans deserve it more than ever, after how much we have given in order to make this franchise as successful as it has been. I know this movie is getting a lot of mixed reactions, and justifiably so, but if you at all love the Jurassic franchise, then be sure to go watch this movie, and at least give it a chance, because you never know, it might just surprise you. But what do you guys think? Were you as excited for this movie as I was while watching it? Or was it more of a disappointment to you rather than a triumph? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video and want to see more content just like this, then be sure to like this video and subscribe. Doing so not only tells me you want more content just like this, but it allows me to make that content for you guys a lot faster. And with that, peeps, it's been the Pink King here, and I will see you all next time.